Bitcoin is falling down, and in this video I'm going to go over a miner that I just purchased. I haven't held this one in years, but I thought now is a good time, better time than ever, to start picking up some shares. And this is none other than Riot stock. I personally gotta say, I see it as a better pick than Marathon. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below. I still see CleanSpark as the best pick of all Bitcoin miners. Their all-in cost to mine Bitcoin is considerably less than all of the competition. Their hash rate growth is among the best when looking at all of the competition. And their hash rate to market cap is also very attractive. But I did, as I've said before, I want to diversify. I bought some Iris Energy previously, and now I have some Riot. And in this video, we're going to go over Riot stock briefly. We're also going to look at what's happening to Bitcoin here today. If you like these videos, consider hitting the like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And if you want some free stocks and cryptos, check out the links down below. Now, I did buy some Riot today. We're down almost 10% today. I took it as an opportunity to buy for the first time in years. And while I do personally think CleanSpark is a better pick, I want to diversify between these miners a little more. I don't want to stay overextended in one Bitcoin miner. While I see some great opportunities in others, and while I do personally think CleanSpark will outperform many of these Bitcoin miners, I do want to diversify throughout a couple of different ones. It takes a little bit of risk off the table, and it helps you sleep better at night knowing that, you know, if your main one stock fails, you're not all in on it. You're not 100% in. I think it's very important to diversify, not just within different Bitcoin miners, but have some dividend stocks, have some growth stocks, have some value stocks, keep some cash on the side. I think these are all very important things. But let's talk about Riot here. We are down nearly 10% today. It is now under $10, sitting at a market cap of 1.7 billion. And the chart is pretty ugly right now. We're under the 50, 100, and 200 EMA. They are pointing down, and we're following this downtrend here. I wouldn't be surprised if it continues down a little bit further, but I did want to take advantage at this price and buy a couple of shares. One thing off the bat that I noticed with Riot is they're expecting a $77 million quarter for revenue, which would be just a hairline better than their last quarter reported. And even if they hit that expected revenue, it won't be a record quarter. They did see a quarter where they had $93 million, and this was in the peak of the bull market. And to me, that speaks volumes that this company is expecting around $70 million in revenue, with Bitcoin under half of where it was during the peak market when they were pulling in around 90 million in revenue. It makes me just imagine where this could be when Bitcoin is coming back to its previous high. Their revenue will be in the 100 millions. Now, one thing that's interesting about this stock is as of the last couple of months, they were receiving energy credits to keep their miners offline. This gives them a slightly more attractive amount of money for those Bitcoin miners rather than just running them, and it helps the grid out. So it gives that flexibility in the areas that they're mining. But Texas's energy source, ERCOT, has been paying Riot to keep some of their machines offline. And they mentioned this in their last mining update. In August, they received power credits of 24.1 million, while in September they received 11 million. Keep those numbers in your head. In August, they mined 333 Bitcoin. In September, they mined 362. It does look slightly better here, but you have to realize as well that they received more money, more energy credits in August than September. One thing to realize is Bitcoin mining difficulty has gone up a little bit, but just look at how much Bitcoin they're holding right now. They have 7,327 Bitcoin held right now. And currently what they're doing is they're selling a majority of their Bitcoin and holding a little portion every month that they mine. So they're still utilizing some of that Bitcoin towards growth while also putting a little bit away and adding to their Bitcoin balance. Now, as for their deployed hash rate, they're currently at a 10.9 exahash, and we have some estimated hash rate growth right here. The company entered into a long-term purchase agreement with MicroBT, which includes an initial order of 7.6 exahash per second of miners for its Corsicana facility. Upon full deployment of this initial order by mid-2024, Riot's total self-mining hash rate capacity is expected to reach 20.1 exahash per second. So these guys are definitely a bigger miner, both in market cap and hash rate. And I do think in the coming Bitcoin bull run, this stock, along with admittedly Mara, are going to be a large focus in Wall Street. They are the largest miners, with Cypher and CleanSpark trailing behind. I do think Wall Street is going to see these larger miners as a little bit more safe. That being said, I do see CleanSpark outperforming these other miners. And you might be asking, well, why don't you just buy more CleanSpark then? And my answer would be refer to earlier in the video where I said I want to be diversified. I think diversification is key because you never know what can happen. No matter how sure of something you are, there's always unforeseen events. You know, for example, what if CleanSpark's Georgia facility somehow had a big fire? Or what if there's a huge theft? Or what if there's a short report, lawsuits? You never know what can happen. As much as I believe in CleanSpark, as much as I wholeheartedly believe that they're going to outperform all these other miners, I do want a little bit of diversification. I do think risk management is key when investing, and while I do think CleanSpark will surely outperform these other miners, I do want a little chunk of some of these other miners. And I personally see Riot as a pretty good pick, especially at this price. So I am taking advantage of this pullback. I am taking advantage of this fear. Now I want to show you what's going on with Bitcoin. And I showed this to my Discord yesterday. I was expecting either a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside within a couple days. Well, I was wrong because it came even sooner than expected. But you can see that the market clearly reacted off of these trend lines. We saw a break of this support and a further accelerated move down. But I do see this as a great opportunity to add Bitcoin, to add some of these Bitcoin miners that have just dropped so much today. Now let me know what you guys think about Riot, and are you taking advantage of today? Are you buying CleanSpark? Are you buying Iris, buying Bitfarms? There are definitely a lot of choices out there, definitely a lot of Bitcoin miners that have been pulling back pretty drastically today. And if you're a long-term believer in these Bitcoin miners, like I am, today is a great day to be a buyer. But thanks as always, guys. Let me know what you're doing today in the market. Are you taking advantage of this fire sale? Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.